the Thirsty Toad supplement on the Toad Cam and Toad City. The supplement is going to discuss a unique psychedelic, a unique psychoactive substance, which has gotten quite a lot of sensationalistic play on YouTube, Salvia divinorum. If you ever YouTube Salvia divinorum, you will know immediately what we're talking about. This is one powerful mother of a psychedelic. It's fascinating. It comes from a mint plant that was discovered in northern Mexico, and it produces a unique psychoactive material called salvinorin A. We will not be demonstrating the drug in this particular tube. What we will talk about, though, is the applicability of what we've learned about the brain using a drug probe, salvinorin A, and how that might relate to NLP, because there is a very fascinating connection. Now, here's what makes salvinorin absolutely intriguing, and probably the most intriguing of all the psychoactives that I know of. It actually binds very tightly to only one receptor site in the entire central nervous system that we know of, which isn't to say that it doesn't bind to a lot of places we don't know of, but it appears to bind specifically to what is known as the kappa receptor. Okay, the kappa receptor is one of a series of a complex system of opioid receptors. So if you take an opiate painkiller, okay, codeine for example, will primarily bind to a different receptor, the mu receptor. So most of the pain killing and so-called sort of opiate effect qualities that you get from taking many opiates is going to be its very aggressive binding to the mu receptor. And the kappa receptor, what's that all about? Like, what binds to it? Well, it just turns out that salvinorin does not bind to the mu receptor. It is completely inactive on the mu receptor, but is a powerful, powerful agonist on the kappa receptor. And you say, well, isn't that great? Why is it doing what it's doing? Well, here's the intriguing thing. One of the regions of the brain that has unique kappa receptors, specific kappa receptors, is a little known, very obscure part of the brain that is intriguing, really fascinating, called the claustrum. Claustrum means hidden, and it was the subject of the last paper written by the great neuroscientist and also the man who discovered the function of DNA, or the structure of DNA, I should say, the structure-function relationship of DNA, Francis Crick. And in his paper, let's see if we can see that, what is the function of the claustrum? And this was received and accepted and published in 2005. So it's pretty new information. Okay, the claustrum, what's that? What's the claustrum all about? The claustrum appears to be a region in the brain that that organizes consciousness. Some people use a contentious term, and there's certain philosophers of mind that will absolutely go ballistic and say there's no such thing. Others will say, yes, there is such a thing, what we call the theater of consciousness. And the theater of consciousness means, fundamentally, that unified sense of the world in our heads that has some correlate to what's going on outside of our heads. And obviously we're getting a lot of information from many different channels. We're getting optical information, and the optical information is broken down into this fantastic bunch of subsets and then reassembled into sort of what we call vision. Same with auditory information. Auditory information is decomposed and recomposed in multiple ways. Somebody said at least 6 total different systems just for bringing auditory data coming in, nerve impulses, going up through the various stages of the lower brain into the cortical regions, and perhaps then having some kind of massive feedback going to other regions and back, so you get this Edelman's model of reentry mapping. And that's probably true of every other sense, vestibular, etc. Now, what Salvia divinorum, via its psychoactive agent, salvinorin A, appears to be doing is it temporarily, very temporarily, 5 to 15 minutes or so, either disorders or takes the claustrum offline. So the part of the brain that binds all this experience together, okay, in what's called the binding function. And that's how all that stuff that's going on through all those multiple channels, your K kinesthetic, your proprioception, your vestibular sense of position in space, vision, scent, everything all unifies into sort of the world, what we call the world, our mental inner thing, which many people think is the world. They don't realize that the world is actually this, what we think of as the world is this extremely sophisticated, continuously updated hallucination that has a fairly tight isomorphism, hopefully, with what's happening out there in the world that we really don't know all that much about outside of our senses. We have no idea what the world is, quote, really like. And that's what idealist philosophy that started really in the early 19th century with Schopenhauer, the world as will and idea, what he was saying was the world as idea, meaning, well, we really don't know the world. The world is really a very sophisticated idea. So what Salvinorin does by binding to the kappa receptor, which is very richly represented in the colostrum, is unbind, take apart all those bindings and allow all these senses to rearrange and these intense synesthesias to take effect, where vision maps very, very powerfully to hearing. So you are totally seeing what you're hearing, or you're totally seeing what you're feeling, or feeling what you're seeing, or your vestibular sense of tilting and rocking and moving and falling come out as colors, and sounds are smells, and smells are, body senses. And all those things that are normally neatly sorted out into sort of little subunits of perception become completely interrelated in fantastically mind-boggling ways. I am not here advocating the use of Salvinorin or salvia, but I am telling you that it appears that salvia is a uniquely powerful probe and a uniquely powerful a temporary disruptor of the binding function of the colostrum, allowing reality just to completely reorganize in all these ways temporarily. And if nothing else, it will sure give you one hell of a great appreciation for what the binding properties of consciousness are. All right, enough on that for now.